Waikiki, also known as Waikiki Beach, is a neighborhood of Honolulu on the south shore of the island of Oʻahu in the U.S. state of Hawaii. Waikiki is most famous for Waikiki Beach, which is one of 6 beaches in the district, along with Queens Beach, Kuhio Beach, Grays Beach, Fort DeRussy Beach and Kahanamoku Beach. Waikiki Beach is almost entirely man-made. Waikiki is home to public places including Kapiolani Park, Fort DeRussy, Kahanamoku Lagoon, Kuhio Beach Park, and Alaway Harbor. Waikiki was the first capital of the Kingdom of Hawaii from 1795 to 1796. The Hawaiian language name Waikiki means spouting fresh water, for springs and streams that fed wetlands that once separated Waikiki from the interior. The area was a retreat for Hawaiian royalty in the 1800s who enjoyed surfing there on early forms of longboards. A few small hotels opened in the 1880s. In 1893, Greek-American George Lycurgus leased the guest house of Alan Herbert and renamed it the Sans Souci, French for without worries, creating one of the first beach resorts. Later that year, Robert Louis Stevenson stayed at the resort. Subsequently, it became a popular destination for mainland tourists. The area is still called Sans Souci Beach. Waikiki has had erosion problems since the late 1800s, because hotels and homes were built too close to the natural shoreline, while seawalls and other structures blocked the natural ebb and flow of sand along the beach. In the early 1900s, Waikiki was home to many wetlands, which were believed to harbor disease-carrying mosquitoes. To get rid of the mosquitoes, islanders created the Alaway Canal. The canal, originally known as the Waikiki Drainage Canal, was created by a Hawaiian dredging company run by Walter F. Dillingham. The project took about 7 years, 1921 to 1928. In the early 20th century, Duke Kahanamoku became a well-known surfer in Waikiki. Throughout his life and after competing in the Olympics, many people around the world wanted to learn to surf. Duke's influence made Waikiki Beach a surfing hotspot. Duke's, a club in Waikiki named for Kahanamoku, helped Don Ho produce music and hosted the longest-running show in Waikiki. Seawalls and groins began to appear. These helped build sand at one beach, but typically appropriated sand from others. Before 1950, Waikiki beaches were continuous. They became separated into sections, some with sandy beach and others without. By 1950, more than 80 structures, including seawalls, groins, piers and storm drains, occupied the Waikiki shoreline. In the 1920s and 1930s, sand was imported from Manhattan Beach, California, via ship and barge. Following World War II, Waikiki Beach restoration efforts have occurred every few years. Sand was imported to this artificial beach from the 1920s to the 1970s, once by boat and barge from Southern California. 1,730 feet, 530 meters, of shoreline was replenished at a cost of $2.4 million following chronic erosion of more than a foot a year. The first high-rise hotels on Waikiki were built in 1955, including the Waikiki Biltmore and Sheraton Princess Keulani Hotel. Development boomed due to demand, and the area became filled with large resort hotels, such as the Hilton Hawaiian Village, Halekulani, the Hyatt Regency Waikiki, Marriott Waikiki, Sheraton Waikiki. These complemented historic hotels dating back to the early 20th century, such as the Moana Surfrider Hotel and the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. Importing stopped in the 1970s. In March 1971, the Corps of Engineers Pacific Ocean Division created a draft environmental statement for the Kuhio Beach sector of Waikiki, which aimed to improve the overall quality and size of the fading and narrowing shoreline. From October 29 through November 4, 2000, the first FINA World Open Water Swimming Championships were held in the waters off Waikiki Beach. A partial restoration was completed in the spring of 2012. The project imported sand from nearby shoals and widened the 1,700-foot, 520 meters, long beach by about 37 feet, 11 meters, between the Royal Hawaiian Hotel concrete groin and the Kuhio Beach crib wall. The project temporarily restored the beach to its 1985 shoreline. 2 aging sandbag groin structures were also removed in 2012. In 2017, beach erosion worsened with high-energy king tides and elevated sea levels. Honolulu's mayor stated, "I'm not a scientist, but I'll get a jackhammer in there and remove all the concrete that's there, creating this backwash and sucking out more sand," plus it's just downright dangerous. The beach hosts many events, including surf competitions, outdoor performances, hula dancing and outrigger canoe races. The many amenities, shops, and hotels enable Waikiki to generate approximately 42% of Hawaii's visitor revenue. The neighborhood extends from the Alawai Canal, a channel dug to drain one-time wetlands, on the west and north, to Diamond Head, La'ai, Tuna Brow on the east. Waikiki Beach is noted for its views of the Diamond Head Tuff Cone, its usually warm and cloud-free climate, and its surf break. The Waikiki skyline is filled with high-rises and resort hotels. Half of the beach is marked off for surfers. For some distance into the ocean, the water is quite shallow, with numerous rocks on the bottom. The waves can have some force, particularly on windy days. The surf is known for its long rolling break, making it ideal for longboarding, tandem surfing, and beginners. Largely as a result of shoreline development, Waikiki has 8 distinct beaches. They are Ft. DeRussy Beach, Duke Kahanamoku, Halekulani, Royal Hawaiian, Kuhio Beach, Kapiolani Beach, Queens Beach, and Kaimana. Since 1951, nearly 80,000 cubic meters, 2,800,000 cubic feet, of sand have been added to restore Waikiki beaches. Today, however, it is believed that very little of the added sand remains. From the beach, the sunset in the sea is visible from mid-September to late March. Ala Moana Beach Park, Hawaii's single most popular beach, is adjacent to but not technically part of Waikiki, and was also artificially made. Waikiki's main thoroughfare is Kalakaua Avenue, named after King Kalakaua, which houses most of the high-end hotels: Royal Hawaiian, Sheraton, Hyatt, Moana Surfrider Hotel, most of the luxury designer brand stores, Apple Store, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Burberry, Dior, Tiffany & Company, Fendi, Cartier, Gucci, and Coach, and popular surf clothing brand stores, Quiksilver, Billabong, Volcom. Waikiki's other main thoroughfare, Kuhio Avenue, named after Prince Kuhio, is better known for its restaurants, cafes and grocers, along with its clubs, nightlife, and prostitution.